On Alabama's Home Team Health Watch, we're starting a special series tonight in honor of Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Every Thursday throughout this month, we'll be bringing you information about the fight against domestic violence. Experts say every 15 seconds, an act of domestic violence happens in the United States, and 1 out of every 4 women will experience domestic violence in her lifetime. Joining us live with more information is Jessica Hoggle, who is a counselor with Turning Point in Tuscaloosa. Jessica, we appreciate you being here with us today to talk about a very important topic. And first, let's talk about Turning Point and what all you offer to women and men, anyone who is impacted by domestic violence.
Well, Turning Point was established in 1979. We are the second oldest domestic violence shelter in the state of Alabama. We offer services for victims of both domestic violence and sexual assault. Along with our shelter, we offer individual counseling to both of those groups, and we have court advocacy as well as job and home placement for our clients specifically.
Domestic violence, and we touched on this just a moment ago with some of these statistics, but it seems to be such a prevalent issue with lots of different groups of people.
Right, and I think that people don't really understand or realize or want to talk about how prevalent domestic violence is, but that's exactly what we want to do. We want to actually bring it into the light, and 1 in 4 women will be or are victims of domestic violence in their lifetime, and it can often be more difficult to detect than people think or want to realize.
What about the effects of domestic violence? Because I can imagine it goes far outside the home, or just, I'm sure children are very much impacted by this.
Right, and domestic violence not only affects that individual, but it goes a lot deeper than that. It affects families, it affects children, it affects society as a whole. And some of the effects that we're seeing is that domestic violence is about exerting power and control over an individual, whether that's economic control, psychological, physical, sexual. It reaches into all areas of life, and so what we want to do is we want to empower our clients, and we want them to leave stronger individuals than when they got here. And we want victims to know that they are not alone in this, and that there is hope and there is help available.
And we're going to give the number in just a moment, the crisis hotline number. I believe that's up right now for people at home to see, but the security for people who do make that call, there is that's part of the services that you all offer, is security for them, correct?
Correct. All of our calls are confidential. We have our 24-hour crisis hotline, and we don't give out any demographic or identifying information, and we want this to be a safe place for people to go. And so because when a victim leaves their home, that's often the most dangerous time, and so we want to do an individualized safety plan with each client and assess each individual.
All right. Well, Jessica Hoggle with Turning Point in Tuscaloosa, this is something we're going to be talking about all this month, this domestic violence. And Jessica, we appreciate you being with us today.
Thank you.
We're also going to share one more time some information. Let's put that number up for Turning Point. Available 24 hours a day, the crisis hotline, 205-758-0808. And you can also find out more information. Our website, WVUATV.com, click numbers and links. And we'll be focusing on the issue of domestic violence every Thursday here on WVUA News at 5 with special guests from Turning Point.